Okay, here's what I learned from dropping out of school and quitting my job. So, I'm gonna tell a little bit background on my story. I dropped out my senior year, but technically my junior year, like maybe the end of the semester, I just stopped doing work. I skipped class. I didn't want to show up. And there's sometimes I would even miss school. But I wanted to get in examples of why I left. It was very depressing, very stressful, a lot of anxiety. Just the things that they teach you didn't make any sense. And the things that we do learn, we don't even apply it now. So that's why when I think of it, when I, reflect back on it and what's the purpose of it? I have nothing against the school system, the education, whatever, but it literally sets up our generations, our kids up for failure. It literally teaches you how to get a job. It teaches you how to think like an employee, obey like one, listen like one, follow the rules like one. And when you think of that, and then when you're in a job place, it's literally the exact same thing. Obviously, it's different concepts, but it literally teaches you how to show up, be on time, be accordingly, be respectful. Um, just teach like you see how like they literally correlate because that's been in the world for thousands and thousands of years. The school system and the job system, they were always the same. There's no difference in it. That's why for people who go to school, there's nothing wrong with that. Go to colleges or school, and yeah, if you want to go to college to show up to, be a nurse, a doctor, or a surgeon, or whatever you want to do, you have to understand majority of the people, the kids who go to college, most likely end up not getting the job or getting accepted. And another thing too, you can either lie about it to get on a resume. If you're going somewhere, you can lie that you went to college. And majority of jobs, they wouldn't even care if you had a high school diploma or if you went to college. Obviously, it depends on where you go, but you have to understand like the system doesn't make any sense. All the things that we learned in school since when we first started from kindergarten, it was the same shit, the same thing. No matter what year, obviously, little by little it gets harder and harder, but it's the same techniques, it's the same style. And all of us don't even apply that in real life. We literally go to school, we work, repeat the same shit. So when I was working at the time when I was in school. Absolutely terrible. The worst combination a kid can ever go through. But literally, I'm glad that I did do that. I'm glad that I experienced that because I worked. Let me get to the job part. I'm trying to remember how many. So Publix, I worked at Publix for in total was 4 years, but let me explain. I worked there for 3 years, couldn't fucking handle it. I worked at a dealership, right? 3 months, I was gone. And I went back to Publix again. I don't know why, but I just needed that quick income. And I was like, I didn't mind it. The environment was better because it was very toxic. It was such a stressful, dramatic, full of drama, gossip, and just not the right people type of energy. So I could handle it. That's why I left my third year. But, going back to it, was better. The management was way better. But what made me like, there was one time that I was just scanning people's stuff, right? Literally out of nowhere, my mind just clicked. Because every time I hear the radio, like the songs over the intercom and shit, I get so fucking pissed off. Because how many years I've been listening to the same thing? 4 years. Nothing's different, right? But there was this one time when I first came back to Publix. There was a line. All here's dee 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 clocking in, dee 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 clocking in. It was really a line. People sacrificing their time to go get money, and it's just surviving just to pay bills and probably not even having leftovers to even take care of themselves or to eat, or they even have just enough to eat. And you understand when I think of that, I'm like, there's more to this life. Like my soul did not connect with it at all. I couldn't stand it. And sometimes the customers too, they be pissing me off. Oh my, I was like, I can't deal with this shit anymore. And the more you think about it, I'm like, people really do this every day, but they can't show up for something different, a different opportunity, and things that can change their life instead of clocking in every single day just to do it again tomorrow. So that's what made me think. I was just getting out of nowhere. I just paused. Like I just felt this sensation over me. I'm like, there's more to life than this. And I knew that. I already knew that. But obviously sometimes your brain needs a reminder. It needs a reminder that you cannot be doing this every single day for the rest of your life. Like that just makes me sad seeing the same people. And obviously you have to, there's nothing wrong with a job. I completely loved it. It was an experience. I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to make money. But when I think of it, you cannot be doing that the rest of your life. Like that just to me, that sounds so miserable. Like I said, nothing wrong with it. But you have to understand you could really work for yourself, let the money come to you, than clocking in and doing the same thing every day. But the reason why people don't transfer into a different thing or another opportunity, people get scared, they think it's a scam. Your whole life has been a scam. Your job is a scam. Like for other opportunities, you're like, oh, I don't trust that. How the fuck can you trust a system? You know why? Because everybody else is doing it. The whole 99% is doing what you learned, what you grew up with, what your parents did. That's another thing too. Your first thing, your parents are your mentors. They teach you everything until you go into the real world to experience things for yourself, right? But we end up most likely listening to our parents. Go to school, get good grades, get a good job. I can bet 1,000% of you had the same experience that your parents told you that you had to do that, right? But you have to think about it like that. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But you have to understand everybody grew up with it, so that's why you're comfortable. You're so used to the normal. You're so used to everybody doing the same thing, so you just think, okay, this is just my life. Then if everybody else is doing it, right? Wrong. You need to change that. You need to change your perspective. You need to change that. There's so many opportunities in front of you that you can literally leave your job. For me, I just couldn't handle it. I am thankful that everyone accepted me back in that job, but I learned so much, and I'm so grateful that I experienced that. It wasn't for me, and majority of you don't have to agree. That's fine. But there's going to be a moment in time that you're going to start getting sick of it. Majority of you probably don't even like your job, but you can change that. You don't have to stay stuck in a system that is not providing any value for you. Yeah, money's coming in, but for what? Just to survive? No. You need to start building your mindset, investing into the right things. Even if you're at your job right now, you can invest into other opportunities, real estate, trading, side hustle, whatever it is, pressure washer. It doesn't matter. If you start learning new skills and adapt to other things, people will pay you just to know what you know. That's how it is. That you get money from that, from knowing things, from having that knowledge. And you, of course, you have to study. It's the same as school. You still have to study. You still have to read. You still have to understand how the things that you want to learn. You still have to study. That's how it is. But I'd rather study and apply into something that's gonna guarantee my success and my future, instead of knowing that in the end, if I'm at a job, I'm still gonna be stressed, anxiety, worrying about if I'm not having enough at the end of the month, my car insurance, my car bills, or whatever, dentist insurance. That's what people stress about daily, knowing that there's more things that can cover that. So you need to switch that. I'm not saying to get rid of your job now or quit school, whatever, but I'm saying to me, that's the best idea you can do. Obviously, invest in money to have something to set you up for something else that you want to do. But for me, I learned that doing that was the best decision of my life. I learned so much from just leaving a place that I knew my soul knew that wasn't my calling. I had to go. Even just being going back to Publix maybe like six months, I think, or I think it was a little bit more, maybe 8 months. I don't know. But I was like, I can't do this anymore. Clocking in and you still being late. I couldn't stand it. I really don't want to show up to a place that I know it's not gonna guarantee nothing for me in the end. So switch your perspective, okay? Every opportunity that's out there, take it. Even if a friend has a business idea, take it. It doesn't matter. Either way, everything you do is a risk. Your job is a risk. You're scared that one day if you don't show up, you might get fired. That's a risk, right? It doesn't matter. Your whole life has been a scam. Why can't you try something new? Why can't you try something knowing that it could guarantee you your way out of the 9 to 5, the rat race, or I call it the matrix, right? But I'm not saying to quit, but I think that's for me, that's the best thing I have ever done in my whole entire life was just leave, especially school. So that's all I want to say. Obviously, focus on yourself, build your mindset first. And if that's something you want to proceed and, you know, leave an environment knowing that it's not for you, by all means do it.